Alright. Is that fucking live now?
So getting into it with like shitting on each other's chest and sex, dude. I don't understand like
Perfect timing, Brem.
I don't
Perfect. Dude, you could not. As soon as the light went green, here you are starting talking about. Oh my god, dude! Perfect fucking timing.
Is in private. All I'm saying is,
I didn't know you were into that kind of stuff, Brem.
No, I just don't see why people are into it. That's disgusting.
Oh my
Like,
god.
they're just like, yo,
because Pete had something to say about it earlier.
Yo, bro. Let me shit on your chest
okay.
before we talk.
No,
Like,
I just had funny stories. I just had funny stories. No. Okay, so there's two. There's one. Okay, both of them were at Baskin Robbins. It was my first fucking job, and one of them was this weird ass white chick with dreadlocks who just looked and smelled disgusting.
She pretended to be black.
No, but anyway, she was telling us about this one time when she was letting her boyfriend fuck her up the ass, and she shat on his dick. And the other time was when, oh my god, so for some reason we got on the topic of anal beads. And then of course the hottest chick that works there fucking says, you know, I've always wanted to try that one time. And so three guys all at once all look straight fucking at her. And then the other dude proceeds to tell us the rest of the story about how his buddy was using anal beads on this chick, and instead of pulling them out one by one, he just yanked them straight out of her.
Oh god!
like he was starting a chainsaw, dog. And he said she shat fucking everywhere.
Wow.
That is amazing.
Over the bed, over the walls, over the ceiling, fucking everywhere, dude. Oh my god.
It's like watching a car crash. It's amazing.
Dude. Hey man, some shit went down at the 31 Flavors, dog.
Yeah, I guess some shit did go down.
There's no joke up in that bitch.
That came out of her.
Oh my god. Oh dude, we made a gravity bong in the walk-in freezer out of 2 empty ice cream tubs. The big ones.
What the shit?
It's a 3-gallon hit, bro. It took like 4 people to clear it. That was my first job, man. 17.
Terrible.
Speaking of shit, how's life, Rim?
I've been sick for like the last week, bro. Like this is like after our movie night that we had last week. I've been sick ever since, dude. Like
you watched that bad movie and you got sick.
Yeah, right. No, me, Pete,
and Rev
watched Joe Dirt and
Hollywood Homicide
together, and it was pretty fun. You know,
yeah. Joe Dirt's a fun movie. It's not a great movie, but it's a fun movie. But yeah, Hollywood Homicide is a really funny movie.
Yeah, I like the face cam for Pete. It's just his chair.
It's just my chair. I'm grabbing a smoke, man. Fuck off.
But like it was fun, but like I woke up that day just coughing my fucking lungs up. And I haven't been to work since, dude. Like I've been sick as shit, bro. Like
why aren't you playing Destiny?
Yeah, that's gonna help.
Because I'm sick. Maybe?
That's what I do when I'm sick. I play video games when I'm sick.
That's this guy's answer to everything is fucking Destiny, bro.
Bro, like usually I'm the same way though.
I wanted to play Code Vein today, but I don't think I'll be able to do that.
Yeah, instead you played a whole day of Destiny.
I will try Code Vein tomorrow, if depending how my Pinnacles go on Sunday.
What do you mean try Code Vein? You haven't played it yet?
No, like try getting back into it because I have to finish the game. I spent like $80 CAD, and I really want to finish the game. So,
bro, like I said, man, like usually I'm the same way. Usually I'll if I'm sick and I'm home, like yeah, sure, like video games usually is how I kill my time, but I was so out of it that I couldn't even get on here longer than like an hour. Like I got on off and on through the entire week, and I lasted maybe 20 minutes. So I was like, "Fuck it," I just stayed in bed.
Sounds terrible. How's your bed performance then?
I'm
joking. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. No, it's just like I said. It's being sick sucks, dude. I hate it.
It was like the opportunity was open there.
He gave you the layup. It was right next to the basket. You just had to tip it in.
Yeah. Well,
No, that sucks. I hope you actually feel better soon, bro. I
yeah. So do
don't
I, dude.
enjoy you being sick, contrary to what you may think.
Iron Banner.
Aw.
No homo.
This guy.
I've had a quick no homo disclaimer there.
Stay focused.
Sounds like he wants to fuck me.
Got him. Just look at my profile picture. You already see the old man there, ready to go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
This guy.
I mean, he kind of fits in.
Opponent claimed Zone A.
Is that what you say to all your boyfriends when you're bent over? He kind of
Yes.
fits in.
Zone B.
Yes. I'm sorry. You're all
Pete's
degenerates.
Fuck.
Pete's doing PvP and getting his ass beat.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's bad. Yeah, I
Still
know.
looks like ass, dude. Hate this shit. Yeah. You just can't fucking, without a capture card, you can't stream Destiny.
Just get a
you're
better
not-
PC,
you're not-
lol.
Wait, you're not streaming?
Oh, I
Wait.
am. It's just, it
I
looks
mean-
like ass on my end, man.
Zone advantage is yours.
Really?
Like worse
Just
than
get a better
60
PC.
frames a second. Yeah, it's they don't
Why?
let you, because they don't let you game capture.
Zone
Fuck.
C lost.
What are you game capturing with right now?
Window capture?
Through OBS, right?
Yep.
And it looks bad on your end?
Oh, dude, it's choppy as fuck.
It looks good on the stream.
I know.
Like
That's
it.
the irony. It looks great on the stream. It looks fucking terrible while I'm playing it, dude.
So I can't live stream Destiny.
Yours.
Yeah.
Because I'd probably have to do that. Also, yeah, that's about it. Big
Has
forehead
there been-
moments.
I was gonna say, has there been anything like big that's happened that I've sort of like Rip Van Winkle through that I haven't
Zone A
really
lost.
known about? Or
I mean, last week the load was already blowed with the whole like Blizzard NBA thing.
There's
so
more
nothing else has
shenanigans
really
with
happened.
that, but
Nothing
yeah,
else has really happened.
it's
other
not
than
like
that.
it's nothing amazing or groundbreaking or.
You have the
There was Clay Travis's
on.
roast and statement of the NBA. That was about it.
so, what's happened with the Blizzard shenanigans? Or you said more of?
Switch is reversing its policy on refunds of pre-orders and letting anybody who wants to refund Overwatch get their money back.
On Switch?
Yeah.
That's good.
They canceled a.
The hunt is
God,
on.
dude, I'm sucking.
This is your end.
They canceled.
Get good.
Hang on. Let's see. There's three things.
Just get good.
The Nintendo Switch Overwatch launch event in New York City on October 16th has been canceled by Blizzard.
Opponents, you
And
must
then
do
Blizzard is
something.
banning people in its Hearthstone Twitch chat for anything pro Hong Kong.
The hunt has
Wow.
Yeah, dude. So,
What?
Man, I guess history's not gonna look very good on Blizzard.
no, this shit is good. I'm just waiting for them to ban May, like remove her from the game.
No, apparently they removed her, like her character off the shelf for something, or some other reason. No.
Opponent claimed Zone B.
Of course, there'd be some other reason
Oh,
I don't want to
fuck.
connect the two.
No, I don't remember exactly what the reason was, but someone told me about it, and it was like an actual reason.
Hmm.
AKA, I'm pro-communism. There you go.
AKA you're pro communism.
Yes, I'm so pro-communism, guys. I live it every day. I give no charity.
Better red than dead.
I mean, that's a good argument.
There you go. That's crazy though. That like Blizzard. So Blizzard canceled their thing in New York.
I say good, because fuck
That's-
them.
That's so weird, dude. Like, why? Because of the whole China thing?
I think they're worried that people might show up and like.
Yeah,
throw
protests,
Hong Kong
man.
entire-
Yeah, I think they're really, because like people have been threatening protests at BlizzCon.
Oh, dude, that's gonna be hilarious. if the
Oh,
protests-
bro, I hope it happens, dude. I hope it happens. It would be so awesome. Yeah, I'd love it, man. But you know, I could totally see them canceling an event because they're afraid that people will just show up and protest, and then the protest will be bigger than the event or some shit like that.
I mean, definitely. Like, here's the thing. Like, this got so
Look.
big. My mom, who's a complete boomer, who knows nothing about literally nothing about video games. Hey, what's this Blizzard company that like supports communism? And I'm like, oh, okay. I guess everyone knows about this now.
Zone C captured.
Yeah.
Zone advantage.
It's kind of hilarious, low key.
Well,
My
like,
parents, you know about it, and they're like boomer as fuck.
Zone B lost.
I wonder if like all the stuff that we see with Blizzard going on right now. I wonder if the same thing is going to happen with Disney now that they're partnering with Tencent. Because
Yeah, that was some interesting shit.
Wait, they're partnering with Tencent? I didn't know this was
It's
happening.
a Tencent subsidiary, and they're partnering with a Tencent subsidiary to, good lord,
Fucking
to
commies.
make Star Wars, or make more Star Wars fans in China. But here's the thing, like, that means you're gonna have to change a shitload of Star Wars, and it's because they're doing with like the books and shit too. So like, who knows how much of that is gonna have to be changed or altered or whatever, to meet Chinese requirements for, you know, dude, like, it's some crazy shit that you can't like produce in China. So, like, how?
I mean,
And this, there was I have to look it up in a second because I can't remember the name. But there was a game being released, and the only version available is going to be the general release version that's censored and also is, you know, okay for presumably China or whatever, but it's they're not even going to have an uncensored Japanese version anymore.
or American, whatever.
It's all going to be one release, and it's pre-censored.
Alright, so that's how it works. Basically, we're all gonna have to deal with China now.
How many
probably.
people are saying is, you know, they say, you know, localization's okay, and it's like people are saying before, it's like, yeah, but how long until localization turns into, well, we're just going to make one version for everywhere, and that means it's going to have to comply to all the strictest laws in the world, basically, because, you know, what country
Why not
aren't
just
they going to sell to?
Why not localizations for like different countries like America and stuff like that?
Because they don't want to do it. It takes too much money, bro. That's extra shit.
But I like my localizations for subtitles.
3 minutes left. The hunt has ended.
You see what I mean, Pete? Because it's like, if you don't have localization, how the fuck just to watch anything?
Well,
That
no.
doesn't
It'll
have a dub.
no. It'll still have, like, a Japanese game released in the U.S. will have U.S. subtitles, but not localized as in, like I said, China. Like, if you want to sell a game in China, which a whole bunch of companies apparently do, there's a shitload of things that you simply cannot put in that game or movie or book or whatever it is.
Wait, so like, wait, help. Can we go back to localization? So I thought localization was all about like, it was about like subtitles and all that stuff.
No, that's one use for it.
What's up, Arrow?
So like, what do you mean by
Okay.
localization then?
Oh my god, dude. It means having a Japanese version and an English version, no matter what the changes are.
Okay. So more than just adding subtitles, right? I guess.
Well, that's
Yeah.
a way to
fine.
localize something, but that's not the only meaning of the word. You know, like I said, in China, there's lots of stuff that you cannot put. So, like, I can't remember what Overwatch they had to remove the like pachinko or slot machines in whatever map it was, because you can't have anything related to gambling in
Thanks,
any
China.
book, movie, whatever in China.
That's fucking insane.
It's
Really?
retarded. It's beyond retarded.
So why can't we do China?
Ugh.
No, like, let's get serious. I'm sorry. I'm just.
But this was the problem. I mean, people were complaining about this shit for a long time when countries were starting to sell products in China and stuff, and they were doing censored versions and all this other shit. And, you know, it's all well and good if all you're going to do is do a language localization and a patch for whatever version or for whatever country needs stuff removed. But people were saying, like, yeah, but that's expensive, so how long is it going to be before these games are just going to be sold under one unified version, I guess you could call it, and we're gonna be getting the same censored version that everybody else gets, basically.
Mainly China.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the big one, but there's other things, like, you know, I think there's Australia's pretty strict. Like
Yeah,
you
but
can't
then
have
with
any you
com-
can't have any Nazi shit in Germany. So if it was even
So-
just to sell to Germany, like they had to change all the swastikas in the Wolfenstein games to like iron crosses or something like that, and you couldn't reference
they
any.
use the they use the Iron Cross now as like their actual thing. I think they still use the Iron Cross.
I
So
can't
the Iron
remember what all those specific changes are because I just don't care. I don't live in Germany. The only reason I care is because, I mean, just like I said, the game that's the name of that game. What was it? Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE Encore.
Oh,
It will
is
be
there
a
a good?
globally shared version based on the censored Western version.
So there's still a Japanese version technically, right?
No, it's the same
What the
game.
fuck?
It's just that you can activate Japanese voices or subtitles. I would assume, because they're in there. But there's no uncensored edition anywhere.
Hmm.
So how are you supposed to wait? So how are you supposed to be creative at all if you have like all this stupid China nonsense?
And
You know what I mean?
this is why people get pissed off when countries kowtow to China. Go fuck yourself, Blizzard. Just saying.
Can Blizzard just go out of business? Like I know everyone has like so love for Blizzard, but I just don't fucking care for it anymore. Like I know
Well,
it's
this is the
extreme to say,
thing.
but I just burn.
This is the stupid part of brand loyalty, and this is the point where I'm saying, yeah, I loved Blizzard back in the day. They made some of my favorite games of all time. But
I mean, BioWare made some of my favorite games of all time, and they suck now. So there you go. I mean, Knights of the Republic is literally one of my favorite games of all time, but BioWare sucks, so kind of has to deal with that.
but yeah, I mean, what can you do except not buy the products?
Yeah, but what if just China buys it in bulk? Then what happens? We're just gonna have to deal with these forever then? Until like China collapses or every country just tariffs China to death or something like that?
I don't
What's
know.
gonna
I
happen
mean,
here?
the market sorts itself out. Yeah, it'll probably
Yeah, I'm
it'll
sorry. I'm not subbing to that when it comes to China because China has like how many people?
but it doesn't matter. Their buying power is not the buying power that the people of the United States. Oh God, especially with leisurely stuff like leisure activities like movies and video games. Like, dude, people in the U.S. or the U.K. or Canada or even, I mean, any of Europe practically,
Nazi Germany.
Japan, but yeah, Germany, Japan, all those places, even India, I'll bet, have way more money for leisure activities than Chinese people. I mean, they are one step above starving. Like they're not. It's not quite as bad as North Korea, but it's not like they're fucking flush with cash. So companies will pick a side, and people will stop buying from them. And I don't know if you can survive on just China alone if you lose like the majority of the Western
Yeah, but
markets.
the thing is, what about
Maybe.
if there's what about all the zombie buyers though?
Uh, I don't
People
know,
who
man.
just buy
But
games like the
like,
Call of Duties every year or something like
but
that.
that's the thing. Like, those games are still dying though. Like EA is not doing all that great. How many releases have they had now in a row that were just completely lackluster compared to what they expected? Anthem, the last Star Wars.
Yeah, but EA is not really associated with China
No,
versus
but
like
they do this.
Blizzard.
They do a lot of the same bullshit though.
Yes and no. Well, EA is bad, but at least they're not kowtowing to communism.
Fair
So
enough, but look at Nintendo had to change their policy to appease buyers who were so pissed off that they canceled their pre-order for Overwatch.
thank God
I
for
mean,
that.
and it has to be like, come on. Anybody who says otherwise is fooling themselves if they don't think that like 99.9% of those people, it was exactly for the China shit. Because what the fuck else would explain losing people like that?
I hope consumers rebel. Like I know we say like, oh, we hope that like we always say like we hope like consumers will rebel, but I just sort of like sad point of view of just thinking it's fucked. We're all fucked. China's gonna take over the world with censorship. That we're gonna have to deal with it. You know what I mean?
Nah,
Like I feel like there's more evidence now. I feel like there's more evidence for that than this hopeful China will eventually calm down or something like that. You know what I mean? I have more hope for that than Like, just fuck. Yeah, this is depressing.
Ah, it'll work itself out, bro.
How the market's just gonna magically work itself out? Oh, China, they'll magically become capitalism, or they'll magically stop being the Gestapo somehow.
Well, it's just funny you should say that because they are turning to capitalism
That's
as a
the
new
thing.
How so?
form.
How
Because
so? Like,
they decided they liked money more than they liked controlling every aspect of people's lives. And if it keeps going the way it has been going, they'll figure it completely out and become a westernized country just like everybody else. Well,
yeah,
you know,
but that's
not
like
everybody, but
that's like optimism.
Yeah,
or
but
like an optimistic point of view of it.
No,
it's
but
completely
there's-
plausible though, and it's what
There's
happens.
signs of China already doing it. Like they've actually, they're in talks right now of taking out their golden wall, which is what their VPN is that keeps their people ignorant to the world around them. The reason why I say this was because there's a few YouTubers that I watch that are expats that live over in China right now that are American citizens, and they said
Are
right
they
now,
alive?
yeah, they're alive. They live over in the
I
Shenzhen
thought they would have
area.
got clapped by the Chinese government by now.
No.
Or is it not as
Um,
bad as I think it is? I guess.
I don't think it's as bad as you think it is, but it is. I mean, but you can't help it because the way it's portrayed, you know. They live in Shenzhen. They work with a lot of tech companies out there for their infrastructure, and they do YouTube on the side. And they say that they feel freer in China than they ever have in the U.S. But there are a lot of there are a lot of limitations though versus what they don't miss, you know. So like they miss a lot of shit about the U.S. that they loved, and there's a lot of shit about China that they love, and they wish they could just combine the two because it would be perfect then. Because they feel like they're actually a little bit freer to do what they want outside of the internet versus how controlled they are when they are on using the internet. So like they own a few motorcycle shops over there. They're mechanics. They do a lot of shit over there to make money. It's cheaper to live if you're renting and you're buying food from vendors. It's a hell of a lot cheaper. I mean, we're
Does it
talking
mean
about
the quality of food's good though?
it's better than US. Everything you gotta remember, like US, like we fuck our food market up. Like
I know,
it's,
right?
Like it's terrible food over here. Like a lot of the reasons why we have salmonella breakouts and shit is because we don't check this shit like the FDA is supposed to, and they let things go.
Sorry, the
Where
government doesn't do
China,
their job for him.
where China, like they're pretty stingent on that shit. Like they care. Like they make sure that certain food products that are imported to China are double checked, triple checked. The only thing that's not really all that safe are the street vendor foods. So like you have to pretty much get the 411 by the communities out there, like who eats where. But it's still worth it. I mean, the money you pay versus what you pay for a street vendor out here is like night and day difference, but the quality is that much better over there. You know what I mean? So
Isn't
if
their
you want
technology quality not high though? Because I remember gangsters telling me about this. How like in China, like right now, like they don't have like advanced like
certain
tech
parts,
kind of like we do.
certain parts, yeah,
Well,
certain.
this again, Chinese people don't have as much
China's
money
had to right
as U.S.
they've had
people
to
have.
reverse,
So
right,
they
they've
get
had
like,
to reverse engineer almost everything that we've got.
well, that's the other thing. There's no copyright or patent or anything laws in China, so you can literally rip people's shit off. And it's why you can find like Chinese knockoff shit all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so, like AMD released a Chinese only processor, and it was like the R5 1300 or something. You know that the U.S. will never see because it's just anybody who's building a computer is willing to spend the extra $10 to get a 30% faster chip in the U.S. But in China, like there's a lot of people who would rather save that $10 or whatever it is, and shit like that. So, but it's not. I mean, sure, everything that we can get is available there. It's just not, you know.
Better, all versions better. So
Well, so like in China, I was watching Linus's do his video during the whole what is it fucking electronic show in Shenzhen.
CES.
So CES or whatever.
Yeah, I watch
And,
Gamers Nexuses on those too. They're
like
interesting.
they bought what was supposed to be actual parts, like Intel branded legit parts, and they were having issues with that shit over there And they paid more for it too. That's the sad part. Like they paid more for it over there than they did in MSRB over here. So I mean, yeah, it's China's a little backwards on a lot of things. Like for instance, like
I mean, their entire infrastructure.
well, like their housing market, for instance, right? So their housing market is completely different. I mean, completely alien to what we're used to over here in between U.S. and Canada. In China, you have to have like a decent and they just started that this year. No, not this year, but last year. You have to have a decent credit score to buy a house, which is in the millions, by the way, U.S. dollar. Really expensive.
You mean their whole social credit score?
Yeah,
Another part
that
they're
too.
working on.
that too. That's part of it. Yeah. So
Like
like
that's
their
the-
housing,
No.
their housing, regardless of the size of it, is way more expensive than any houses, even in between New York and California. So like if you go into like what they call a rank C, what is it a rank C province, you're still looking at almost like $250,000 homes that are like super small. And if you want to buy the land that the house is on, like they actually sell it separately. Isn't that weird? Like they do that. It's like another $250,000, if not more, in U.S. dollars. It's super expensive, bro. That's all I gotta say. It's super expensive. The food's super cheap though. You could eat like on $1 for like a week straight. That's how cheap that some of those vendors are.
Is it
which
good? Like,
yeah, yeah. A lot of people like it, dude. A lot of people seem to like it. Like I said, a lot of those
is
vendors.
it like
you
rice
gotta-
and like beans, or like is it other stuff?
rice and beans?
Yeah, that's the they. I
No,
know they eat a lot
like,
of that in Cuba.
No, you ever okay? So but we're not talking about Cuba. Okay, Cuba is definitely a failed country, but no, we are seriously talking about China, which is not really a failed country. They're just failed in a lot
Oh
of
my
the shit
god,
that they do.
fucking die, dude.
Pete just got good, but
No, have you ever had tom yum noodle? Was it chow mein or
no,
what is
I've
it?
had
Soup
sushi. And that's cool.
dumplings. Okay, so
I
like
had dumplings before, but
okay,
yeah.
they have soup dumplings you could get that are super cheap that are really good. They got tom yum noodles that are really good. Drunken noodles is really good. A lot of pho and beef pho bowls. I mean, hot pots.
I'm not a fan of
like-
noodles, but
Dude, I love hot pots. Dude, I can live off that shit. I'm a noodle guy, obviously.
I don't know. I guess it's not like it's not like Fault New Vegas over there, but it's just like I don't know. I don't think I would ever live there.
This motherfucker.
God
Yeah,
damn
no,
it,
it's not a
dude.
post-apocalyptic wasteland in China. Like there are human beings living there.
I kind of wish it was though. Maybe it
There's
would
no
be so powerful.
there's no super mutants or nothing, dog. It's all good.
Yeah, super mutants.
I don't know what
Right.
I don't know what the fuck you're imagining of Fallout New Vegas. All right,
Oh
dude.
my god.
I just imagine a giant desert with a casino. There'd be no casino there because China's gambling laws.
They have
I mean-
casinos there.
I thought gambling's like forbidden, and that's why they take those gambling shit out in Overwatch.
No, it's like images of it.
But you can still gamble there.
Well, I think there's
You
special. I think
you-
it's just like the states where like you can gamble in Vegas. I think they have special places where you can gamble in China too. But you know,
Correct,
who knows? I mean, even if
correct.
they
No,
didn't,
that's right,
there's
yeah.
going to be some illegal, totally
fucking-
stereotypical like noodle shop with the back room. The Yakuzas are betting on horse races or whatever the fuck.
It's gonna be Yakuza 0.
I'm sure it
Got fucking
exists.
Triad in the left wing, trying not
Right.
to kill the Yakuza.
You have like different syndicates running around. Nah, just... Man,
Oh,
I was-
man.
I
I
guess
know.
that's.
I
like,
read
the
an article
positive side.
too that said that if you are a non-Chinese citizen and you get caught up in their system, they'll fucking sell your organs.
Oh Jesus! I guess I'm not allowed to go there because I have I'm pretty healthy in terms of my health, so I guess they'll take my organs in a heartbeat. Fuck that! I'll stay here in Canada
Yeah,
and
I'm
make
good.
sure I never leave.
I don't like traveling anyway, so.
I love traveling, just not to communism.
This is not the communism.
I mean, I would like to send some people to China, but as far as I would go,
Well, like I said, the dudes I've watched, they've lived over there for like 10 years. They love it. They claim it's better than here. I don't believe it personally.
I press X
but
down on that
whatever.
one. Just biggest X out.
I don't think it's better than here. I mean, I see why they think that in some cases, but I would still rather deal with our shit here than to deal with another country's
That's my
bullshit.
whole thing. I just rather I understand the shit that's here. Yeah, I'd get into trouble
Exactly.
in China.
So,
Yeah,
I'd call them all fucking commies.
I'd have my organs ripped out of me and sold to like the guy in the. It would be like you know how they talk about like those some people like lose their they wake up in like a bathtub and they like, oh, someone took my kidney or some shit like that. That's like, is that like in China, but they just take everything? You wake up in a
Like I
bathtub
said,
like, oh look,
it's just something I
everything's
read. I think it was a UN report that had something about it for some human rights violation thingamajigger thing they were, summit or something they were doing. And
As soon as you mentioned human rights violators, I thought I heard the NBA say money. Where's that?
yeah, there's a good one of Winnie the Pooh bending like LeBron James over with a pile of with a Chinese flag behind him and a pile of money next to LeBron. They're not wrong.
I love the memes around this because it's just like LeBron's not gonna live that down, especially if like Colin Kaepernick gets back to kneeling again. Everyone's just gonna be like, "Yo, dude, no one fucking cares about you, dog."
Right? Go kneel in China and see how that works out for you, bruh.
Guys are protesting police brutality. You look at Hong Kong,
Oh,
bro.
motherfucker.
No, but I know we're back to the whole censorship thing. That's something I'm also worried about because I don't want to play like censored games like at all.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why are we gonna have this? Why are we having to deal with this? Like, can they hire people to do this? But it's just, oh, it goes back to money and oh fuck.
Yeah, basically,
Whatever.
it's all about money, bruh.
Whatever.
This is
Communism
what I'm
wins.
saying.
We'll
Like,
all die.
dude, indie companies aren't gonna do this because they're not even gonna make a Chinese version in the first place. Like, they don't give a shit. So, like, yeah, it'll be fun watching.
So basically, Blizzard has to burn down. All right, I'm down for that. Blizzard burning down.
Pretty much, yeah. And any company that follows suit, I hope. Good riddance.
It
I
just
mean, I
sucks
doubt.
that like one of my favorite companies, like in the world, actually, has gone to that point. It's really, 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 really fucking damning.
It's okay. I watched BioWare die, Brim. It's okay.
Bro, it's BioWare. Like, come on, bro.
How big? BioWare made some good games. Don't.
A couple,
They did.
I guess. Yeah,
Not a
I don't know.
couple. I know there's people who.
BioWare was good.
Yeah, they were
People
good.
loved. People love Dragon Age.
This thing, I've just never been the biggest fan of their shit. So, like, Mass Effect was alright. I enjoyed it.
Dude, I loved Black Isle before they went down to shitter.
Knights of the Old Republic
Dark Alliance was my favorite shit, dude.
Dude, Knights of the Old Republic is, in my opinion, maybe one of the best, like one of the best Star Wars games or best Star Wars stories ever made on this planet.
See, I never got into the Star Wars games.
It's okay just to be completely wrong and just wrong.
I mean,
okay
I played the shit out of, oh man, Pod Racer, the first Pod Racer game that came out after the movie dropped.
So you played the bad game, so you didn't even get to play.
No, that was an awesome game. Don't even talk shit about that game, man.
Pod Racing
will
was
talk
fun,
shit.
Dude, that was a fun ass fucking game.
Compared to Knights of the Old Republic, get the fuck out of here, dude.
I don't know.
No.
Why are you fixated? Wait, why are you fixated on? Is it just because of Star Wars?
No, it's because the only.
I don't know. I have heard from lots of people that KOTOR is a really fucking good game. Yeah, I get that. I don't know. I never got into it. I never played it.
It's literally just a racing game, though.
Yeah, and racing games are just not very. They're fine. They're fine, I guess. I don't know. I don't like racing games all that much. I never got into them. Like Mario Kart was kind of fun, not really. I know. I just offended everyone.
You're dead to me, Blue.
I can already hear Metro just completely just died randomly in the background, hearing me say Mario Kart was alright, I guess.
You're dead to me, Blue. I can't help you.
Well, it's okay just to be wrong, Brim. It's okay to be wrong.
I mean, we say that about you and your fetishes for armpits, but you know what? Hey.
What? You just that is slander. That is completely out of context. Fake news, propaganda created by the Russians. Blah blah. Blah.
But didn't you tell me that Suave made one hell of a KY jam for your dick? Like, no?
Nah, dude. This is out of context. This is all out of context.
Oh, I gotta hear the context on this shit. All right, go for
Wait,
it.
wait, hold up. When did we talk about fucking like K-Talk Squad? What the hell were you talking about, Brim? Like you're talking about, did you tell me about the K? I'm like, dude, I don't know what the fuck you mean. I never what the fuck you mean.
Your whole armpit fetish? You don't know? You don't remember that?
Armpits? You're talking about feet, dude. You missed it out.
Oh wait, now you like feet?
Oh no. Alright, let's clear. I'm just gonna clear this up. Alright. Feet fetishes are fine. I'm not a furry who's into degeneracy and heresy, and I'm not a brony who's committed crime against humanity. That's all there is, okay? There you go.
You saw what I did there, right, Pete?
I did.
My degeneracy is in private versus Bryn's
I got you, bruh.
versus Bryn's public degeneracy of being alive. There you go. That's I popped the lid on that one. So now no one can get me. I can't wait to see in a job interview. Say my interviewer would be like, "So you were into feet?" And I'm like, "Yes."
Double whammy, man. Thank you for that. Now there's no denying it ever.
I mean, I never would have denied it to begin with.
Yeah, you did.
Listen, no, he's saying you said armpits. What the fuck you mean? Also,
That's all
Pete,
right.
you seriously need to get better at Destiny. Like, actually.
You fuck off. I'm not even playing Destiny.
Sorry, back to what you're saying, Bram. You're just wrong.
No, you're good. You're good. I mean, you didn't get what I was doing to you. Pete got it.
You're trying to get me to say the feet word.
You already did. Twice.
Feet. Now 3 times. There you go. Now it's even.
Oh, it's not that you just said feet, sir. It's the fact that you said you like feet.
It depends on the context.
Well, plenty of context to be had here, sir.
It depends. Like, no, I don't feel like talking about the context of feet fetishes on stream. But fuck it. Is anything else to talk about? Like anything else in the news? Anything big happen or no?
Not really. I think I had a few more things.
Like what? Let's talk about those. I don't feel like talking
Tokyo
about
Mirage Censored?
I'm not back at my computer, so you'll have to give me a second.
Oh, Jesus, Pete.
You could have looked something up.
I'm too busy defending myself against a crime that was labeled against me.
I didn't say anything about a crime, sir. I never said once that was a crime.
You slandered me on camera.
It's just
Why?
weird,
Because
though.
you said you liked armpits, but then now you said you straight up
I said
like feet. So
we never mentioned armpits. What are you talking about?
This part of a
Oh,
conversation you weren't privy to, Blue, before you showed up.
Oh no. I guess the cat's already out of the bag. You might as well call this podcast a feet cast, starring me and me alone. Oh man.
Junie was there too, so he knows all about it. He said he was gonna watch too.
I guess Junie now knows about the feet. It's fine.
Did you email this to your parents?
You know, it's okay, bro. We're all cool here. We know we know what you like.
Here's the thing. It's just okay to be wrong. Like me and
I
the
didn't
you
say anything
guys.
was wrong about. I didn't say anything was wrong about you liking feet.
No, but he's saying Pete's trying to label it as degeneracy.
It's a little degenerate, dude.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
No,
it is.
It's not.
Just a little.
Versus furries, bronies.
No,
toadies,
I never said that. I never said that. Never, never, never. And don't you dare put those words in my mouth, you little shit. I said it was degenerate. Yes, there's a scale of degeneracy, and feet are pretty low on that list, but it's still degenerate. So, just saying.
It's like feet is normal. Okay, Pete.
No, it's a little.
So, like,
it's a little outside the realm of normal, Doug.
So, like, would this be considered like, foot porn to you? Like, if you didn't know any better?
No.
You just gave me nightmares for a week, bruh.
Oh my god. I feel like we need someone else. We
He's
need
gonna be
someone
with
other
his
than Jared.
girlfriend now, and he's gonna picture that.
No, we'd get like, do you know any bronies or furries that can show up right now? Just so we have like one degenerate to like label this out. I don't think you actually know how feet works, Brim. So you're just very whatever. You don't know this. Do you know how this works? You putting your hand in your camera is not like, oh my god, the feet. There it is. There you go. There you go. Bring a nut, dude. You know, that's not how it works. First off, I'd be very generous to nut on stream. That'd be very.
Well, I got a question. Like, do you like go for like the split, or do you go for like the underneath the knuckle?
No,
like,
it's.
you know.
Oh my god. It's just the. It's. How do we talk about this if I'm making it sound bad?
You can't. That's why you shouldn't do it.
Guess who made me do it?
No, sir. That's bait. Ugh.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's okay. I'm not judging you.
Well, Pete is, and he's wrong. Just
No, I didn't say I was judging you.
no. Pete calls it degeneracy when it's factually inaccurate to do that.
No, it's not, sir.
So, like, do you like small feet, big feet?
Oh my no! Please. I'm done talking about this. There's no more.
There you go. That's the right choice, sir.
I don't really explain the intricacies of feet live on camera.
So
Fair
what
enough.
the hell's okay? Tokyo Mirage Censored. What was that? Is
That
an
was
anime?
That was the one that's only releasing the censored Western version instead of an
Communist
uncensored
version.
Japanese version. Yeah, well, I don't know if that's directly tied with China, but that's the same kind of shit though. So
Oh,
you know,
okay.
yeah, people are irritated about it.
Out of all the shit they've released here, why did they choose to censor that?
I don't fucking know. Probably because Sony's pushing for it. Again, it comes down to money. They just didn't want to spend the extra cash.
I think that's Sony's pro censorship, as we've seen with their PlayStation Store, by the way. No, like
So-
Sony's actually pro censorship. They even mentioned like in an article that Me Too has made them reconsider a lot of things in their store. Yeah, and this was before, like, remember in DMC5 where they had to censor an ass cheek?
Yeah,
And remember that? That's
Yeah.
because of Sony, and they talked about the whole thing about Me Too and stuff like that. So any Japanese game that comes to the PlayStation Store will always be censored, even if it's in Japan.
well,
Japan.
that I don't know about because you can still release uncensored like hentai games or Devil May Cry or whatever the fuck in Japan. I don't think.
No, but it was
I mean-
only the Sony version though. Because for example, the
Well, no, even
like
on
the
PlayStation
PC.
4. There's plenty of games that have released in between Sony censoring the US versions but before this, where they had a uncensored Japanese version of whatever it was. So I don't know if and that's one of the reasons why people were pissed in the US. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I said, I don't know. Fucking, it could be any one of a dozen different things that pans out, but hopefully the market will correct. I mean,
I doubt it will.
Sony's getting their ass kicked by the Switch and I think even the Xbox, right?
Right now they are, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there is maybe some of that because I know that like someone's telling me, but not by telling me no better name, but telling me that there's more players playing Destiny 2 on Xbox than PlayStation at the moment. Because you like how most PlayStation players just yeet the fuck to PC or just went to Xbox.
I mean, I just sold.
I
my
don't know if there's any
PlayStation 4
validity
to
of that, but that's what
Metro,
he told
so-
me. So
I don't know. Now the games are going crossplay. We'll really find out too. Because for any gamer who all they do is play the biggies, Call of Duty and Destiny and Battlefield, whatever, they'll have no reason to go for PlayStation over Xbox.
Right.
I mean, they still won't support it.
I mean, that's why
but
people are asking for it the whole time. It's like, hey, why can't I use the platform I want and still play with my friends? So we'll see.
I can't blame them though. I mean, I understand it.
I mean, that's why I play PC, because
I got friends that are hardcore PlayStation fans, and I told them, I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, if this brand of yours that you're loyal to doesn't change their ways, they're gonna start losing that market share, and that's fucking what we're into Q3 this year now, tail into Q3, and that's exactly what's going on.
yep. And I hate to see it go, because the PS2 was my shit, man. I loved that console, and I had a bunch of gangster games on it. That fucker, it was still working a couple of years ago. I gotta get a new one, I think, though. I think my disk drive finally crapped out on me.
Yeah.
I probably should just emulate the shit at this point, but, you know, I love
Might as well.
I love the PS2 so much, though. It's just
Well,
such a...
unfortunately, get emulating or you support communism.
No. Uh, None of that shit's bought new anymore. It's not like
Doesn't
Sony...
matter.
No, Sony ain't seeing any of that money.
I guess, but it's much better to emulate because it's better quality on PC a
Yeah.
lot of time. No, it's actually better quality.
Sometimes it's not about the quality, though, dude. Like, I really don't care. Like, Final Fantasy VII does not look better on a 1080p 144 hertz screen than fucking than it
Yeah,
does
but
on my
people-
TV at, you
But
know.
Super Mario Sunshine is a lot
Eh,
better at 1080p 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? 60 frames, not 30, not 20, not 1 or whatever, it's 60.
It's nostalgic, bro. It brings me back to my childhood.
But
And
no,
it's
no, it
just
makes
not. It's
nostalgic
just.
better.
It's just not the same when it's emulated. It's just not.
I was playing Super Mario Sunshine on emulator a little bit back, and I was like, "Oh man, this is cool. This is nostalgia." But then I realized, "Oh wow, it's 30 frames per second, and my eyes hurt." So I gotta go.
Bro, PS2 does 60, dude.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
are
no, all,
games on there that run 60.
not all games are 60 though.
Most of
That's
them,
the thing.
actually, a lot more than way more games ran at 60 than
The PS3 did.
modern games run at 60. Way
Like
more,
Paper
dude.
Mario, not Paper Super Mario Sunshine. I'm talking about mainly.
Well, that's Super Mario Sunshine, dude. I'm talking about like PlayStation. Yeah, because
Yeah,
like you'd be surprised actually. 60 frames a second used to be the standard.
I thought that wasn't possible on console. So
It was up until
On
about the
modern
PS2 era.
consoles.
Yeah, PS3 it was starting. PS3 was all right, but it was still starting to, because the difference between computers and consoles was just getting to be so great. You know, when the PS2 was out, I mean, yeah, computers were better, and there was certainly a lot of like they didn't port a lot of games, but like the things that you could do on a PC that you couldn't on a console and still get like 60 frames a second, they weren't that like spectacular. You know, they made it look a little tiny bit better. You know, it was mostly special effects like
Quake was a lot better on PC though than.
yeah, but that's because they had shitty ports. I mean, dude, consoles weren't even like, I mean, they were computers, but like they didn't even share like half the similarities with PCs that they do now. Like they actually use desktop chips practically in consoles now, and I think with the PS5 and Xbox 2X3571, I think those are getting basically desktop chips. It's an APU, but both pieces are the same design as the equivalent desktop parts.
Yeah.
So like they're literally half a step away from being an actual like desktop PC at this point. But
I don't know. It's weird to like think about it though when you look back at how these consoles are made, what we were playing on prior, how some games, they just performed better prior than they did on the new shit because everybody was focusing, well, I want my shit to look prettier. You know what I mean? And because they want their shit to look prettier, that sacrificed performance greatly just for aesthetics looks. So it's like, I mean, is that what we're gonna expect when the new shit comes out? Like,
It's probably gonna be to be honest, it's probably gonna be probably 1440p to 4K at 30 frames per second. Still, people who are
No,
saying
they might
next
be able to
gen
do. They might be able to do like say 1080 60 or 1440 30. Like you could have, you could choose
no,
between the two,
that'd be
because not
that'd
many
be
people have a
10
1440 TV, dude.
No, probably it's probably gonna be 1080p, maybe 60, but it's probably gonna mostly be for the most part like 4K 30. Like
Oh, I
I'm
guess
not
for the
being
people
like
that want
I don't want to
4K.
be like I don't want to be like being like a Debbie Downer here, but it's like people who are expecting like next generation to be 60 frames per second
It
final as a
might
standard
do.
are kidding
Okay, look.
themselves.
Here's the thing, though. The Navi chips, like, they're pretty fucking good at doing 4K, and the Navi chip that they're putting,
Not 4K 60.
yeah,
Do you think they're gonna do like God of War 4K 60?
that's the thing. The only thing I think it will work with more games than people would imagine.
Maybe, but how much is that gonna matter? Like for example, let's talk about that new EA Star Wars games come out. Do you think the next gen console will do that in 4K 60?
I don't know, dude. We'll have to see. That's the thing. But like with modern games, games that are out right, you're talking about games that are coming out. It's like I don't know what those. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know how.
Yeah, modern games like could that do like 4K 60 Destiny 2? The
I don't know
game
about
right
that.
now is
That's the
just
thing. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I know it does 4K 60 on a lot of games. Like it's a very powerful GPU. And especially, see, here's the thing. The the console versions will have all of the extras turned off like they always do. They're not going to get the same, and those are the real killers of frame rate. Like high resolution is not that hard to do. What's hard to do with high resolution is
all the shit that's involved in that.
yeah,
yeah,
scene.
it's
but
depth
you're
of
saying
field, and it's fucking giant
that the field sucks
shadow.
anyways,
Ambient
but
occlusion.
Yeah, exactly. It's stuff like that.
Foliage,
but
bodies.
what
That's
yeah,
why,
but
which is why you can get games like Overwatch and stuff running at 140 frames a second on the cheapest ass fucking hardware, because there's none of that shit. It's all smooth lines and big flat textures that aren't very complicated. So
yeah,
yeah,
but then
Destiny
again,
2 maybe not 4K 30. I bet you it'll do it because that's pretty easy for a.
yeah, but Xbox One X already does 4K 30 right now, or not. It's not really 30 for that much of a 30 from what I've heard, but 4K 30. Let's just say 4K 30 without no in between problems. Xbox One X already does that right now.
Then maybe it'll do 4K 60. Like I said, I'd have to look up how well a Navi system does on 4K 60 on Destiny 2. I
Or
can't.
really any games, because I'm just using
Well,
Destiny 2 right now.
that's the thing. It's which games will it, and which games won't it. You could search that right now if you wanted to, Blue.
No, but then let's get down to the other thing, like not other thing, but it's like, will the game still look good if it's like 4K, but like everything low?
No.
Like, will it still look good? The game?
Yeah. It'll look just like.
But then, are you getting an actual like? Are you getting? It looks slightly more polished. Because I don't know, I'd rather have 1440p if like all those bells and whistles up versus 4K if like
Well,
not
maybe they'll give you the
anything.
option. I doubt it, but
I
it's
know
possible.
that's the thing. They don't usually give options for the most part, so I'm just going by what we have now. If they give us options like Xbox, I wouldn't. I doubt
if
Sony
there was
probably
a
won't.
time that it was going to happen, it would be right now, and I'll tell you why. Because not a whole lot of there's still 1080p is still way popular versus 4K, and so they're not just.
But 4K is the buzz right now. What do you think?
Yeah, but that it'll be able to do it, and that's just a setting. Like that's the only thing that's difficult about 4K is the actual rendering. But that like you said, they already have that in consoles, so it's not like they got to do any extra shit for that. The only thing extra, it's not even extra. They offer all these settings on PCs anyway for most of these games, so it's not like it would be hard to just allow the console versions of that game access to those settings. And
maybe, but
and like I said, 1080p and 1440p, especially for TVs. Like, dude, I don't know anybody with a 4K TV. Everybody.
I know quite a few people 4K TV.
Fair enough,
so
but I'll bet you if you counted, you'd find way more people you knew, and I mean like everybody you know, not just literally your family.
Agree with you that I will agree with you that more people, less people, not a lot of people do have 4K TVs because anecdotes are anecdotes, and anecdotes don't really add up to much.
No, but you can look at stuff like the Steam survey and fucking there's all.
Even
4K
like
has
console
not
manufacturers,
4K has not taken over yet, and it's because
like it has.
we're still having trouble with games and shit at 4K. Like it's not perfect. Like
I'm not
it's
saying
a
like
shitload of rendering power. But
like I know this, but the thing is like the console manufacturers and like Sony and Microsoft, they want to do 4K because it's the buzzword. It gets like you can use it in marketing. Like what I think for the Xbox One X marketing, they're talking about like 4K. And also what do you think during like when they talked about the new Xbox, they talked about Xbox 4K 144 hertz. Remember when they talked about that?
no,
Why they
because I
wouldn't have
don't pay
mentioned
attention to that
4K
shit. But
during the Scarlet reveal
because
for the new Xbox.
that's the highest. Like you wouldn't advertise 1080. 1080's been around for forever.
Yeah,
It's
but
silly marketing. Like we don't know if
I,
it
I
if it
understand that, but 4K is marketing though. Like 4K, like the buzz of 4K is all about marketing.
okay. And
And I understand what you're saying, but it's just like they're gonna make things 4K. They're gonna make 4K or try to make 4K the standard, right? If you like it or not.
oh,
And
fine. Yeah, fair enough. And fine. They're more power to them. But if there's no way they're going to sell a console that like it's either 4K 30 or 1080p 30 and it's locked because, there's no performance mode or whatever the fuck. Like no, come on. There's no way they're going to do that. I don't know how good it's going to be. With the rise of like other buzz things going around are FreeSync and 144 hertz or 240 hertz or whatever the high resolution shit. Like I could easily see them being able to say, okay, you got to give a 1080, 1440, and 4K mode for every game released, just because those sizes have gotten so much more popular than they were, and there's no reason to lock your like if you only offer 1080 and 4K, like you're locking yourself out of everybody who's got a 1440 panel.
Right.
So why would you do that? That's like all over a setting that can be switched in some software that's already available because games can do that. Destiny 2 on PC can switch from like 2 dozen different resolutions. There's no reason the Xbox can't too. So like I said, I don't know how good it'll be, but hopefully it'll be a
That's
little
what I like
better
about the
than
Xbox Ones. That's exactly what they do.
yeah.
like I'm not saying it's
Xbox Ones,
impossible.
you can switch between all the different resolutions. If you have a One
Yeah,
X, you could turn on refresh rates and shit. It's pretty neat.
yeah, it's just the performance isn't like it's not good enough for like 144 hertz for a bunch of games at 1080. So there's not much of a difference between them. But with this one, like there actually probably will be.
If I had to say like if it was gonna happen or 60 frames per second could become a standard with all these new like the Navi chips or whatever, I would say it would most likely be of Xbox, and if it doesn't have of Xbox, it won't happen this generation. Because Sony doesn't like Sony's already talked about like, they don't give a shit about frame rate all that much. Why I
Yeah.
think God of War like is always there. They wanted to make God of War be fake 4K or whatever you want to call it, and 30 frames. You know what I mean?
I guess.
It's kind of like that. Like so, if Xbox doesn't do it, then it's most likely not going to happen this generation.
Possible.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see.
We don't know, and we'll have to see until Scarlet and not until Scarlet they actually come out. They'll wait until to see when they actually reveal it, because Xbox is already showing their hand with revealing their system, so Sony's gonna come.
Well, no,
like,
we already know what the specs are for both Sony and like they're exactly the same. So as soon as the actual consoles come out, we'll know how both of them are going to perform.
No, like how they market it. That's what I'm saying. Like, how they're gonna market it.
Fine. I don't care how they market it though. That's the thing.
Let's say if X that does matter how they market. Let's say if Xbox says we want to give you more choice. You can do if you don't have 4K, 1080p 60. If you want to do like they give you if they talk about your marketing, you can have all of this choice in your marketing. Then yeah, I'd be down. Then it'd be happening in a generation. But if they don't market like there's gonna be not that much choice. They're going 4K, 60 frames per second. It's gonna happen this generation. If they start saying that, then yeah, then
well, they can still say they can. No. It's like Halo products, dude. Like, of course they're going to market 4K because 4K is the highest performance. It's just like when Corsair or somebody comes out with a new case or a new line of something, they always put the most expensive, feature-filled, you know, model that they've got in the lineup, and that's what they advertise with because it's a Halo product. It's the best in the best of the best. You know, you don't advertise 1080 because everything does 1080. Why, you know, just wait until the actual reviews come out and see what it does.
Yeah, but like that's a good point, but it's just it all depends. Like marketing does matter a lot, though, Pete.
Only when it influences design and shit. And yeah, that could happen, but again, the only way you'll know is when it comes out.
Or when the or when they start marketing it.
No, that doesn't tell you necessarily.
I mean, it gives you a glimpse, and they'll have then
Possibly.
they'll probably give it to like Digital Foundry and all that stuff beforehand to test it out as well. Like they'll probably give like Digital Foundry the popular like performance testing YouTube channel the consoles early, just like how they did with Xbox One X and PS4 Pro. So we won't know until they get it, but it's just yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I guess you're right.
Like I said.
I'll give you that one. Even though I don't see it happening this generation, like 60 frames per second becoming a standard for the console.
I don't
I'm
know,
not saying it
man.
will never
Well,
happen, but
That's what depends on what you mean by standard. You know,
like every game does a bare minimum at least
that's
60 frames.
that's never gonna happen. Like that's never even happened with PCs that were, you know, like there are games that you can't, like, even if you have two 2080 Ti's or whatever the fuck, the highest shit. There's games that you cannot get to run 4K 60 because they just like the engine doesn't do it.
You can still do 60 if like 1440 or 1080p.
Sure, but I mean even then, there's games that can't do. What the fuck is going on?
What?
Yeah,
Are you
bro.
telling you're telling me that a 2080 Ti can't do 1440p 60?
Depending on the game. Like old ass games, they're locked. So it's not just like this is what I'm saying. It's not just the hardware. What the fuck? About to kill that fucking
You
boss.
can unlock the frame rate though. That's the thing.
Some games you can, some games you can't. This is my point. Like indie games. There's tons of indie games that just, you know, they're little applets and they're locked at like 30 frames a second because it just doesn't matter. It's Bubble Crush or whatever the fuck.
Or if it's a visual novel, it doesn't really matter. But
Yeah,
you can't
sure.
really count
There you go.
those.
But no, you can.
Not counting those as not counting. I'm not saying they're not game, but those.
Well, but
Compared to other stuff.
that's what I was getting at. Like, you know, you'll never be able to say that every game will be able to hit 4K 60. It's like, will the big ones hit it?
And even I still have questions, even if the big ones will hit it. I still
I
have
don't know,
questions
man.
on that.
I mean, it's an impressive setup they got. There's plenty of RAM. It's lots of latency. It's like I said, we'll have to see. I wouldn't be surprised either way. I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a half dozen, you know, or a handful of games that could hit 4K 60, and then all the rest were 4K 30. I could buy that, but I could also buy it the other way, where most of the games will at least get close to 4K 60. You know, maybe 4K 55 average or whatever. And only a handful can only do 4K 30. I could see it happening.
Maybe.
And especially
But
new games, it's going to be even more interesting because as since both the PS5 and the Xbox 720 X3 is going to be
Scarlet, just called Scarlet.
using
Project
no,
Scarlet.
I refuse because Xbox has stupid fucking names and they need to know this.
Project Scarlet, just please. Dude.
No, Project Red shit. I might call it
Why?
that. Red garbage.
I mean, that would describe the
Since
console,
both
but
the new Xbox and PlayStation are using Ryzen Navi, and I believe not just AMD, but I think Microsoft and Sony were going to be pushing DirectX 12 and maybe even Vulkan, but probably more just DirectX 12. See, that's what really makes me think that it might is that you get a whole bunch of games on release that are running DirectX 12 instead of DirectX 11,
Well, DirectX 12 was supposed to be this big thing. Remember you telling me this, but
and
then
it's
didn't think enough.
yeah because they don't. There's no push for it. Like,
If there's a push for it, maybe it'll work out. But right now, there's no push.
well, but now there is because at DirectX 12, I mean DirectX 12 runs better when it's properly coded. The problem is that since everything runs DirectX 11, like Nvidia has been pushing really hard for not 12 DirectX 12 because they know they're gonna get their asses whooped. But it's also like you get used to coding for DirectX 11 and you don't want to
I
learn the
disagree
new
with that.
one.
Nvidia would get their ass whooped if DirectX 12 was not standard, but like a thing that was more coded towards.
It would make it so competitive, and at the price, like I said, properly coded with DirectX 12, you can get an AMD 5700 or Vega or whatever to within a few percentage points of like a 1080 or a 2080. The difference between those cards are so close on like Ashes of the Singularity and shit like that.
Oh, look who's up.
Who's up?
But
Rev.
Oh shit.
invite him in, I guess.
Oh shit, I thought we were about to end anyway.
I mean, do you want to keep going? I mean, I don't mind talking about his hardware stuff. I feel like he would have more to say on his hardware stuff than I do. Someone who actually knows about hardware versus me, who's the guy who just says stuff. Yeah, I just say stuff. Yeah, but
I mean,
couldn't tell.
I don't know.
It's up
I don't
to
know
you if
that
you want
much
to, I
more.
don't care.
No, it's just I know you're in the camp of seeing that like 60 frames per second could become like more of a thing this generation. Like even just allowing people to 1080p 60, I don't see that happening. Like there's no trend towards it within the current consoles we have now, so I don't see it happening. You see it happening? I
Yeah, but
guess
here's
it's fine that way.
no. Here's the thing, right? Unless you grossly mismanage coding of the engine, any game that can do like with the power they have available, I cannot see a possible game that would not be able to do 1080 60. Like there's just no
I'm
way.
just saying they would if they would allow it like that.
Why
A
would that?
1080p.
But that's the thing. Why wouldn't they allow it?
I feel like if
They
the
are like
that,
the Xbox already has a 1080 and a
it doesn't apply to
1440.
all game. It doesn't apply to all
Well, but
modes though.
no, but like I
No,
said,
it's not modes. All games. I should all games. Doesn't apply to all games.
but how many games only code in 460 or at 4K?
Basically all the new games code towards 4K. Like the new
Towards, but
like
they
that.
still allow 1080.
No, they still obviously allow it for
Well,
like
but that's
people
the
who have
thing.
1080p
Why
TVs, but
wouldn't
it's
they
just like
allow it? Like it's never going away on PC because fucking 80% of the people playing games use 1080p. So I don't see how they could possibly push for 4K only when, dude, it'd be a huge
I'm not saying
market.
1080p is not gonna be an option, but I'm mainly talking about like 60 frames per second,
But that's
allowing a 1080p 60 mode.
there. I guarantee you it'll be there. I guarantee you, dude. It'll just be
I
unlocked.
don't.
They'll have FreeSync enabled. Fucking, it'll just be 1080 whatever it gets. I
I
guarantee
don't
you,
see that
bro.
happening.
I guarantee you.
There's no.
They're all
There's no trends towards it.
they're both implementing FreeSync in their new generation, and there are
Yeah,
panels
but
that go up to 240 hertz. Like it makes no sense that I guarantee you, bro. The support for lower resolutions will be there, and it will be like there's no reason to lock the frame
lower
rate.
resolution to 60. I think they will.
No,
I think
why? They know people have used one. They know some of the competitive guys for like Call of Duty and shit like that love to use big 1080p gaming panels that do 144 hertz or 200 hertz or whatever they end up getting. Like, there's plenty of guys that love doing that. There's no reason to lock it to anything when like the games already do that. Destiny 2 already runs faster than 60.
yeah, but I mean allowing it on the console. PC they have to allow it for the most
Well,
part.
why
Like,
wouldn't they on the console? I would.
I say you would, but for example, Destiny 2, like when they talked about like why did they allow 60 frames per second, but like 1080p mode on Destiny 2 on the consoles, Bungie said they just couldn't do it on the PS4 and Xbox.
No, but that might have been performance. It's not because they literally couldn't code it in.
Well, that's what Bungie. I'm talking about like Bungie said about it. Like they said they couldn't do 1080p 60 mode for like a console, like the PS4 or Xbox One, or
And
Xbox One X,
I'll
whatever.
bet you that's because they couldn't do it performance-wise. The
Xbox.
Xbox
You talking
One
about?
and the PS4 could not handle. It couldn't be a steady 60. It could not do that performance. I mean, I don't think it could because I'm trying to think of the equivalent hardware that like the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro have compared to a PC, and like I don't think those computers could do 1080 60 for Destiny 2.
Yeah, they can.
Really?
Doing 1080p 60 in
Do you
Destiny is
know
not
what
that
kind
hard
of
to do.
garbage is in the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X? It's not even Bulldozer. And Bulldozer was garbage especially at games like Destiny 2. I mean, it wasn't garbage as a chip, but
No, but Destiny 2 is easy to do though at 1080p 60. I know you're talking about, oh, but the PS4 can't, but Destiny 2 is not hard even to run. I know it's because I ran it on my laptop and played it on the go a little bit.
yeah, but what was your laptop?
I forgot the spec, but it was like kind of like I think at most it made like an older 3-year-old to 4-year-old little gaming laptop.
Yeah, that's dude.
And it probably I think it had like what was the previous generation graphics cards in Nvidia?
900 series, and then
I think it was one of the 900. It had one of the 900 cards, so it was
yeah,
kind of old.
that's 100 times more powerful than what the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X have.
Wait, they don't have the 900s cards in there?
No, dude, it's not even close.
Oh, shit. Never mind then. The whole thing was predicated on them having that type of cards, but I
No,
guess
not
not.
even. No way, dude. No way. I don't even think it would. Maybe 700 series, maybe, but I doubt it. Yeah, they're AMD APUs, but from like 10 years ago. Like I said, they're not even Bulldozer.
But the Xbox One could do 1080p 60. I'm pretty sure. No, one X. My bad. Autismal.
At Destiny,
Yeah, at Destiny it probably could.
then I don't know what the deal is.
I don't think it's mainly because they probably mean because they can't have two different versions. Because if what you're saying is correct, the original like one in PS4 couldn't do 10 like can't do 60 frames a second at all.
Well, that's the thing.
Then
I'm
I
just
couldn't
guessing,
imagine.
but maybe it is, and it's a Sony thing or whatever.
No, maybe because they don't want like two different. Maybe it's because they don't want two different versions. Like only Xbox players or pro players can like play 60 frames per second Destiny 2, and it interferes with PvP because being 60 frames in PvP is a bigger advantage than like 30 frames, obviously.
Yeah.
So it could be that. I don't know. No, I don't know, but I think it's probably that reason. So yeah, I'm pooped out. I'm out there.
Hmm.
Like you
You
mean
sound pooped out.
Yes, definitely. But I mean, I'm not sure. I guess we're sort of at like a standstill right now. Because Pete's more optimistic about the new generation. I'm not really, but we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
It's because you're a virgin. It's okay. I get it.
What? No, I'm
What?
not. Fuck out of here, dude.
huh?
Shh.
Virgin says
Okay.
what?
Can't even say anything. Okay?
uh,
Blue, you're too easy to fuck with.
I know, right?
It's because I'm just a big galaxy brain who's like smarter than the universe
You're
itself.
playing 4D chess with
Absolutely.
us.
I'm actually playing 16D chess.
Damn.
Come at me.
4x4, 16 Ds.
Yes. Like 16 deep in your ROM, you know? That type of stuff.
Oof.
That sounds like some gay shit he would do.
Yeah, it would.
Wait, does your mom have a penis? The fuck?
I heard you like 16Ds.
Yep. All at once.
All at
I
once.
said
That's a lot.
I said 16 deep in never mind. This backfired.
You like 16Ds deep. That's cool. I'm not judging.
I feel like my words were just taken out of context here.
Your wards.
I said words.
You have wards.
Yes, I have my wards. Unfortunately, I got AIDS. and it's the worst kind of AIDS where I fucking like wards on my dick. So there you go.
You guys heard this? He's got wards.
Yes.
Wards
I'm a
on his
ward-
dick.
Gotta
Yes,
keep the
I
bitches
got-
in check, yo.
Unfortunately, I got it from your mom, Brimstone.
Hey, I
So-
told you to watch out for those foot jobs.
Oh my god. Never mind. This is never ending.
Nope.
He got warts on his. He's got warts on his dick. I mean, warts, feet, the kind of hand in hand type of thing, right?
I like how I had to do some hand motions there too. If I turn on my camera right now, I probably could just do hand motions, but guess not.
Thought you said you didn't have a camera.
You mean
I do.
this kind of hand motion?
Yes, kinda. I mean, I do have a camera. I just don't use it.
What I hear is
I'm the best person on the planet. Yeah, I know. I get
you
told this
like
all the
to,
time.
Hey, what would you think if a girl offered to put her foot up your ass, like literally?
Oh my god! No, I'm into feet, but not like that.
But what if she would like to suck your dick and instead of putting a thumb up your butt, she's gonna put her big toe up it?
First off, I was
damn,
gonna
that's a
blowjob
flexible
that.
lady.
I know, that's what I was thinking. I was just thinking that. I was like, damn, that would be a flexible chick.
Might be worth it just to see her do it.
Bro, she'd have to sit down like a pretzel in your lap just to do this.
First off, if I was getting a blowjob, there's no fingers going up there, so there you go.
Exactly. I didn't say anything about fingers. I was talking about
Oh my
foot.
god, no!
Oh
We
my
like to call-
god.
we like to call that move tipping the toe in the warm end of the water.
I give up on humanity.
Or in Blue's case, we could name it for him just for him. We call it the shallow end.
Just stop existing.
Ugh.
I mean, up to the knuckle, to the tip of the toe. Oh, that reminds me, Blue. Do they have to have trimmed toenails so they don't scratch the inner layers of your butthole?
No, my god! When it comes to feet, it's more of oh fuck it, whatever. The cats are.
I should just rename this stream the Blues Fetish stream. I think we've talked about that more than anything else.
This is just. I feel. Are you guys trying to pin me down? Yo, where's the intervention? What is with this thing called the feet? What is the feet? Intervention.
No, I was just trying to figure out how would you get down and dirty with that?
No, it's more jerking off than actual what you're thinking.
But that sounds boring though. Why just the jerking off part? Why can't you
Because it's
Even as a
suck on
degenerate, he's a
pinky toe
boring
or
fuck.
something, bro?
It's kind of like a starter where you get down to real business, like the other actual normal stuff you do during the intercourse.
What if she was to sucker kick with the heel of her foot into your taint?
No, the fuck? No, this is not how it works.
I mean, it could be good.
There's nothing being stuck up anywhere when it comes to me.
You're just sitting there on your back, and all of a sudden she just comes up behind you and goes, wham!
No, please. You're making it sound like when I'm with a female is like in prison. You're making it sound like that, and I drop the soap and it's game over.
That's not how this works? I thought that's how this worked.
No, Jesus,
No?
Jesus of Nazareth.
But bro, I thought you liked, getting.
It's
healed.
more of a jerking off thing than actual no. I'm not one of those guys who like feet, but it's oh, dude, I love when the chick just sticks her toenail up your ass. I'm like, no, I don't.
Why not though?
No, here's the thing. I don't even like rim jobs given towards me. I'll eat someone chick's ass, I guess, but it's just I'd rather eat pussy than ass.
I'm with Blue.
See, Pete agrees with me, so therefore, I'm not a
I'm
degenerate.
right there with you. I think we're all on the same page. I was just thinking, your foot. I figured since the foot's out, it's already out. You might as well do what you can with it, right? That's how I'm looking at it. Have a nice heel shoved up your ass. Hit your G spot a couple of times. Why not?
No, I don't like anything up my ass. Okay.
But that's not what you said before.
That's not what I never said that. What are you talking about? This is really called reaching.
No, going into your taint is called reaching.
You set yourself up for that one.
I'm done.
Right up against the boards. All he had to do was tip it in, bro. Oh my god. Alright, we gotta end the stream here because we're gonna talk about fucking Blue's Tate for another hour if we don't.
No, it's the thing. Oh my god. You're
We'll
making
see
me have to
everybody
defend
later.
myself.
Thanks for watching.
No, you're making me